Such petty games always catch me up, and I don't know why there's so many things left to hold on to that tie me down. Something old is giving me a warning, ancient dream, apocalyptical prophecy of a coming time when the earth will tremble with a fever and a chill. Yes, it will. I have had the good graces to meet a few friends who I can turn to in my dark house, and I wonder if they see just what they mean to me, those shining flowers in God's garden. I'm trying to spread my love day by day, but it's hard to stay that open-hearted way. We all need love to see us through the cold and lonely nights. We're all destined to fly the same soaring heights. Sometimes I fool myself into thinking that I've got nothing left
Come, thou fount of every blessing, tune our hearts to sing thy grace. Streams of mercy never ceasing, call for songs of loudest praise. While the hope of life's perfection fills our hearts with joy and love, teach us ever to be faithful. May we still thy goodness prove. Come, thou fount of every vision, lift our eyes to what may come. See the lion and the young lamb dwell together in thy home. Hear the cries of war fall silent, feel our love glow like the sun. When we all serve one another, then our heaven is begun. Come, thou fount of inspiration, turn our lives to higher ways. Lift our gloom and desperation, show the promise of this day. Help us bind ourselves in union, our hands tell of our love. With thine aid, O fount of justice, earth be fair as heaven above. With thine aid, O fount of justice, earth be fair as heaven above.
Good morning. Wherever you are, I send my heart to you. I miss you. It's awfully nice to have you here so that our spirits are together, our thoughts and energy for this little while that we share. This is All Souls Unitarian Universalist Church in Shreveport, and this is a congregation built on covenant, not creed. We come together on our promises, our covenants of who we want to be in the world and how we will be together. We don't have to think alike to love alike. So whoever you are, whatever brings you here, no matter what your age, race, origin, orientation, background, status, ability, identity, if you care to be with us together here, you are always welcome. We like to front load our services that we incidentally do as live as possible. So the people on this service are here on a Zoom call together, streaming directly to you. And we hope that you'll interact with us in the Facebook comments if that's where you're watching. And even if you come later on, like if you're not watching this as it's being streamed, but later on, we hope that you'll make comments and let us know how you're doing. It's really good and wondrous to be together in every way that we can and still be safe. We front load these services with a little bit of information about what's going on right now in the congregation and with our congregation's interactions in the community. So I would like to welcome our board president, Sally Wood, to share with us this morning. Sally came to us fully prepared from the Baton Rouge congregation. She was broken in well by them before she came to Shreveport, and we are very glad to have her with us. Thank you, Sally, for serving, and we'll hear from you now.
I love that. Can you hear me? Probably not. Let me make sure. I'm not muted. Okay. We're still celebrating the fact that all our lights are up and working, and the scaffolding in the sanctuary is down. It was a long and worthwhile project, and thank you again to all those involved. The volunteer of the month this month is Bob Jordan for all the wonderful work he has done for our church, which is too numerous to mention. Bob, you can come park in your reserve spot anytime you want to this month. It's a great spot to just get away and relax. Our giveaway the plate this month is North Louisiana Interfaith for the work they've been doing, especially with the Vaccine Equity Project in Shreveport. Our regular weekly events are still happening. The coffee hour after this service, Barbara's visiting on Monday nights, the Wednesday's lunch Zoom, Friday night salty chalice, Saturday's meditation with Larry Andros, and the online religious education. They all have links on our website, allsoulsshreveport.org. Finally, the pledge drive will be this fall. So start thinking about a few things. First, our funds come directly from you, from your generous contributions, without which we would not be able to help each other, help the people in our city and parish, and help our state become a better place. Second, with the pandemic, we were not able to have a gala to raise funds for the budget last year. Look at your financial records and consider adding what you would have spent last year on the gala to your pledge for next year. And third, whether you know anything about money or not, there's a way you can help with the pledge drive. Our team might call you to assist in the next month, so please considering saying, yes, of course I will. All Souls is very important to me. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Sally. We appreciate it. And there is some tech support going on in my house right now if you hear anything in the background. So we have viewers from far away that don't want to miss the service, and we appreciate that so much. Good morning, Dad. We love you. Sally covered most of it. I will again welcome everybody to our adult religious education classes, which is 9 o'clock every Sunday morning. And next Sunday, we are delighted to be welcoming a fellow UU, actually from the Baton Rouge congregation that Sally came from. Dr. David Lindenfeld will be with us to talk about the constitutional amendments that are going to be coming up on our ballot in what is now the November election, since it was postponed because of Ida. So he is very knowledgeable. He's done a lot of research on these amendments, and I know a lot of people have asked me, I don't know how to vote on these amendments. Well, he's not going to tell you how to vote, but he's going to give you information, pro and con, and so we look forward to that. And we've been continuing to do our eighth principle anti-racist work in that group. And the next book that we will be undertaking is Me and White Supremacy by Layla F. Saad. And so if you would like to join us for that, it is a book that includes some journaling along the way, and we would love to have you with us. Children and youth religious education, we are hopefully looking forward to doing something in person for families toward the end of October or early November. If the numbers continue to go down, we're gonna try to do something fun to start with, just to get everybody together and see each other in 3D, and from there we'll figure out what children and youth religious education will look like in the future. But I have heard you. I know that Zoom is hard and really not a thing. So with that, I will pass it back to Reverend Barbara.
The first time ever I saw a heart needs a second chance.
Thank you, Susan and Sally. I have fun cobbling these things together, so I hope y'all don't mind too terribly. I try to make them pertain to the service and the title and all that kind of stuff. So if you know of other things that are going on in people's lives, I really very much wish that you would let us know. Call the church, or get in touch with Susan or with me. We need to know how one another are doing. We need to know if we need to be supportive of one another in anything that's going on. We are a community. We matter to one another, and we matter to our community, broader and smaller. So let's take a few deep breaths, or relaxed breaths. Let your mind and body settle into where you are right now.
Come, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of living, ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come. Come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of Jesus. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come, whoever you are, wanderer, worshiper, lover of heathen. Ours is no caravan of despair. Come yet again, come yet again, come yet again,
There's too much beauty in the world to give up on it yet. And it is always too soon to surrender to cynicism. Bring your doubt, your skepticism, your downright confusion, even your bitterness. But in the midst of all these, in the center, wrap your tender fingers around that still, bright thread of hope. Feel in your heart that steady, still, steady hunger for something more. The vision we glimpse every day in the rising sun across the foothills, the light that spreads across the face of one we love. The look of knowing all there is to know, and still loving life, loving us just as it is, just as we are. For this hour, We come to celebrate, to praise, to give thanks, to refuse to give up, to steady ourselves, keepers of hope, brave builders of this still possible world. Come, let us worship together. This morning, I'm very happy to have Pam Carlisle to lead us in the first part of our chalice lighting.
We light this chalice to celebrate Unitarian Universalism. This is the church of the open mind. This is the church of the helping hands. This is the church of the loving heart. Together with mind, hands, and heart, we care for the earth and for each other.
Thank you, Pam. Oh. Let us look first to the response of love. In the midst of challenge, may our chalice flame bear witness to the inherent worth and dignity of every human being. In the midst of uncertainty, may our chalice be a beacon of encouragement that our values may guide our choices. Let us look first to the response of love, permeating wonder, holding life, presence both personal and mysterious. We come to an interior place, a place for the deepening of spirit, the enrichment of soul. We seek to know ourselves by knowing you. Let us have the courage to sit in the unknowing, to look for answers even when they are to sit with our own questions, second thoughts, doubts, and confusions. To be willing to be authentic with ourselves, to be ready to bring our open face to the world. Let us be willing to know others by welcoming their genuine features, by welcoming them into the world, by appreciating the beauty that comes from seeing wholeness and truth, learning to look again beyond our impulses and first impressions. Let us sit in that quiet depth. Ashe and Amen. I am very pleased to welcome Virginia and Juan Villarreal to lead our unison affirmation today.
Love is the doctrine of this church. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve human need, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the sacred. Thus do we covenant with each other.
There is more love somewhere. There is more love.
Good morning again. I love that song so much, and I know that sometimes at the very end of that song, when we do "There Is More Love" again, there's more love right here, and there is still more love right here, even as we are virtual. This morning I'm going to get a little help. Excuse me. This morning I'm going to get a little help from this guy in my backdrop. This is a story that was told by the Buddha, one of the Jataka tales that are supposedly stories that he told in his teachings. There was a master that was teaching his pupils one day, and he said, listen, I'm old, I'm poor, and I'm weak, and you need to find me money so that I can stay fed and I can stay healthy. So you need to go out and get some money for us, for the sangha here, for the school. And the people said, well, we can do that, but we've found that the people in this town are not terribly generous. So what do you suggest? And the teacher says, well, there's another way to gain money. Not by asking, but by taking. It would be no sin for us to steal, for we deserve this money more than others, but I'm too old to do it. But you're young and strong, so you just go out. It's easy enough, to take someone's purse when they're not looking. You can do that. And the students, most of them say, well, we are young and we are strong, and you're right, and we love you, our dear teacher, and so of course, we will go out and do this for you. And they said, okay, we're gonna go, and they get up to start to leave, but there's one student that doesn't move, just stays there. And the teacher says, what's the matter? The other pupils are ready to go right out and get us what we need. And he says, forgive me, master, but this plan you've explained seems to have one problem, and that is it's impossible to take this money when no one is watching. He said, why do you say that? He said, because myself would be watching. So obviously there would be someone watching, because I would still be watching myself. And at this point, the master breaks into a huge smile and embraces the student and says, thank you, you get it. He was, of course, not really going to make his students go and steal for them, but it was this one who stood up and said, I would be watching. This one remembered respect for themselves and for others, which was exactly the lesson that the teacher was trying to teach. And so I thank you for listening and for taking that to heart.
Good morning. For today's meditation, let yourself find a comfortable position, a position in which your body can be balanced and your spine straight. Begin with a deep, comfortable breath, shifting your attention to your heart space. And imagine breathing in and out of your heart. Allow your breath to deepen and slow. Allow your breath to be soft and kind. As you pause today in the deep wisdom of this sacred moment, reflect. It seems so often that the moments of my life bring me nothing new. Repetitions of angers, fears, and sorrows that have played in my mind so many times before. Stories so familiar it seems I know the ending before they even start. Each day can seem like territory I've traveled many times before. People can seem like characters in some poorly written play. Yet I long for so much more. I long for life abundant and free. I long for encounters that are fresh. I want to be inspired, engaged, fulfilled. Where shall I find that dream, that hope, that joy, that love? To what continent or world must I travel? What heroic efforts must I make? How must I transform and change myself? In this sacred moment, I go now within to the quiet heart of wisdom. The way is clear and the message kind. I need not change the world. I need no other place or time. I need only look again and yet again. My seeing has been limited. In my world, I have seen only what my stories have placed there, images and concepts that barely touch the surface, triggered memories and feelings that obscure the beauty and power of this moment. I will look again, beyond, within, beneath what first appears. I will look with eyes of wonder and a heart of kindness. In myself, I will see a fountain of new beginnings. In my beloved community, I will trust my eyes to see the infinite potential of the human heart. In my world, looking deeper and deeper, I will see a mirror of my true self, reflecting the breath and life and love of all that is. In this sacred moment, I center in my breath. Breathing in, I touch the heart of wonder. Breathing out, I step into a world ever fresh and ever new.
Thank you, Larry. Thank you, Susan. What set me on my wanderings for the week was something I found in a reading that I was doing, and it pointed out to me that the word respect means to see a second time. I think of if I'm watching a film that I've seen before that I'm very fond of, but it seems like any number of times I can see the film and I will catch something that I didn't see there before. But I thought also of Emmanuel AME Church in Charleston. It was there that Dylan Roof, a white supremacist, murdered 9 people. For the federal hate crimes, he was sentenced to death, and for his state charges, he pled guilty to avoid another death penalty and was given life without parole. There is an automatic appeal for his death sentence, but we'll see what all happens with that. The point is that Emmanuel, the community of Emmanuel, forgave him. They were able to look again long and hard enough to see his humanity, respect, and forgive him. I have to wonder if I would ever have the strength of character to do that. How in the world do we get to such a place? Well, from what I can gather, the first step may be to find the willingness to be willing. And then we have to move to rewiring the patterns that are triggered for us, that are crippling and constricting and destructive reactions, and find maybe what set us to the emotional response, because the emotions are not the same kind of reality that what sits under our emotions is. Does that make sense? There's a man that was syndicated journalist in more than 200 papers. He was with the Chicago Daily News and Chicago Sun-Times. And he said, when we have second thoughts about something, our first thoughts don't seem like thoughts at all, just feelings. So second thoughts may lead us to recognize that our first thoughts weren't thoughts at all, but rather impulses, feelings, sometimes simply habits. If you ever watch the news, I bet there are certain faces that just the sight of them sets up an emotional response. Do you realize that you are no longer seeing what's in front of you when that happens? I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with A Course in Miracles, but as best I can tell, the premise of the whole series is what I get from reading the material and the exercises is that it's about undoing the habits of how we see, so that the reality of the moment can show up. Respecting, seeing the second time, even if it's something that we think we've seen a million times before. What would it take for us to not only respect the interdependent web of existence, but also every part of it, every part and parcel, person and parasite, place, prayer, or portion? What would it take to have respect for, to see deep into the reality of what is there in the world around us? Each of us can acknowledge that there are things we miss, driving or even walking down the street. It's impossible to take in all that surrounds us. We can't do it. All the sights, sounds, smells all at one time. Nature, in her beautifully perfect simplicity, is more complex than we can fully know. More exquisite and elegant than we have yet fathomed. Human beings, as thinking, feeling, animated entities, have layers of complexity that we sometimes pride ourselves in. And how silly is that? My friend Cookie and I wrote a song that includes these lyrics. True wisdom is simply beautiful. Complex natures completely refutable. Only humans make living hard. Why is it we think we're smart? It's all enough to make Einstein's hair flat. Can't we acknowledge the simple fact that we complicate the daylights out of everything that crosses our path? Poke and prod and roll around in it till metaphorically we need a bath. Oh, wretched souls that we are, at least we've survived the Rube Goldberg so far. We complicate things all the more because we fail to see what's there and respect it for what it is. We complicate things all the more by seeing what we expect to see. I love this passage from T.S. Eliot's Little Gidding. We shall not cease from exploration, and the end of all our exploring will be to arrive where we started and know the place for the first time. Through the unknown, remembered gate, when the last of earth left to discover is that which was the beginning. At the source of the longest river, the voice of the hidden waterfall, and the children in the apple tree. Not known, because not looked for, but heard, half heard, in the stillness between two waves of the sea. Quick now, here, now, always, a condition of complete simplicity, costing not less than everything. And all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. Miss Susan talked about a Buddhist story this morning, and in the Chandogya Upanishad, we can find you could have golden treasure buried beneath your feet and walk over it again and again, yet never find it because you don't realize it's there. Just so all beings live every moment in the city of the divine, but never find the divine because it's hidden by the veil of illusion. How much are we anesthetized by what we expect to see, or the formulations we've already made in our minds? Breathing in a freshness, just to stop still and look a little bit differently at something can open up so many doors and windows and ideas. Heaven knows we need creative ideas and solutions in this world of ours. My prayer is that the things that have worked before that will work again, and that we will find brand new ways of solving what might be otherwise unresolvable. Thoreau said, "It's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see." Wayne Dyer said, "If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change." James Thurber said, "Let us not look back in anger nor forward in fear, but around in awareness. A second look prevents a second chance." Einstein, who was in the lyric, said, "Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better." Nature is everything. Even the nature that is a bewildering and infuriating human being. A person's a person, no matter how small. That came from Dr. Seuss. Second chances are things we all hope we don't need, but are tremendously grateful for when we do. There's a song that I put together for the Christmas winter holiday season that I took the lyric from a woman named Margaret Gooding. Margaret Gooding said, "Who knows what uncommon life may yet again unfold if we give it a chance. If our ideas are fixed, we can't come up with new ones. Look again. Look with new eyes. We can't have new eyes if we insist on focusing the way and at the things we've focused on always before. We cannot see new things if we persist in focusing on old vision and ideas. We will not have new eyes or new clarity until we let go of what we always see." Audrey Hepburn said, "For beautiful eyes, look for the good in others. For beautiful lips, speak only words of kindness. And for poise, walk with the knowledge that you are never alone. Our closing hymn doesn't have the lyrics on the screen, but I know some of you know some of them, and I invite you to sing along. The same syndicated columnist from the Chicago Sun-Times and Daily News, Sidney Harris, said the three hardest tasks in the world are neither physical feats nor intellectual achievements, but moral acts. To return love for hate, to include the excluded, and to say, I was wrong. And our hungering for meaning, and our aching for friendship, belonging, connection, and our yearning for justice, kindness, and reason, in our hearts remembering of finer or easier days, May we look deep within the mystery of things and gather our strength. May each of us proclaim as one of God's watchful eyes the graceful power of life and love. May we have the strength of character to question our own assumptions and so live in hope, possibility, forgiveness, guided always by the light of love. Namaste. I miss you, and I look forward to seeing you as things begin to unfold again. Ashe, so be it. Amen.
We meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do, till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away. We'll meet again, don't know where, don't know where, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling true, just like you always do. Till the blue skies drive the dark clouds far away. So will you please say hello to the folks that I know? Tell them I won't be long. They'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I'll sing a song. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know where, but I know we'll meet again some sunny day. Keep smiling through, just like you always do. Till the skies drive the dark clouds far away. So will you please say hello to the folks that I know? Tell them I will be they'll be happy to know that as you saw me go, I will sing this song. We'll meet again. Don't know where, don't know when, but